Welcome to Hollywood, a place of ambition, illusion, and carefully constructed identities. Beyond the red carpets and flashing cameras lies a quieter truth few ever talk about. Some of the most powerful stories in this industry don't come from fame or awards, but from the courage to live openly in a world that wasn't built to make room for you. Today, we're revealing the journeys of stars who chose authenticity over expectation. Stay with us, because the final story may completely change how you see Hollywood. Hunter Schafer. Before becoming one of the most influential transgender actresses and models of her generation, Hunter Schafer was simply a young creative learning how to survive in a world that didn't quite see her. Born and raised in North Carolina, Hunter grew up feeling disconnected from the gender she had been assigned at birth. From an early age, she found refuge in art drawing, fashion, and storytelling became safe spaces where she could express what words couldn't yet explain. As a teenager, Hunter made the courageous decision to transition while still in school, a process that demanded strength, patience, and self-belief far beyond her years. That experience shaped her deeply, sharpening her sense of purpose and resilience long before fame entered her life. Her breakthrough came with Euphoria, where her portrayal of Jules Vaughn resonated worldwide. Jules wasn't just another character, she was layered, vulnerable, emotional, and real. While Hunter has emphasized that Jules is not a direct mirror of her own life, the role opened critical conversations about transgender representation and the power of authenticity on screen. Beyond acting, Hunter has become a fashion icon and outspoken advocate for LGBTQ+ rights. Blending art with activism, she continues to push creative boundaries, proving that her story and her influence are only beginning. Barbara Stanwyck. Barbara Stanwyck wasn't just one of the brightest stars of Hollywood's golden age, she was also one of its most quietly defiant figures. At a time when identity had to be carefully hidden to protect careers, Stanwyck built a powerful screen presence that challenged expectations without ever announcing rebellion outright. In 1962, she surprised audiences by portraying a lesbian character in Walk on the Wild Side, a role considered daring and controversial for its era. Many believed the performance carried personal resonance, though nothing was ever publicly confirmed. Off-screen, Stanwyck's bold, tomboy charisma naturally drew admiration within queer circles, adding to the quiet intrigue surrounding her private life. Early in her career, she taught dance at a speakeasy run by famed nightlife icon Texas Guinan, a venue known for its strong LGBTQ+ presence. Rumors later intensified when actress Tallulah Bankhead claimed she had shared a romantic encounter with Stanwyck, fueling long-standing speculation. Though Stanwyck married twice, historians have often suggested these unions may have been lavender marriages, arranged to protect public image rather than reflect true intimacy. Her deeply private, decades-long bond with publicist Helen Ferguson remains one of Hollywood's most discussed, yet unresolved relationships. Stanwyck's legacy stands as a reminder of how deeply the old studio system forced many stars to live behind carefully guarded masks. Caitlyn Jenner. Caitlyn Jenner's journey is one of the most publicly transformative stories of our time. Long before the world knew the name Caitlyn, she was celebrated as Bruce Jenner, the ultimate symbol of American athletic success. Winning Olympic gold in 1976, Bruce became a national hero, admired for discipline, strength, and traditional masculinity. Yet behind that image was a lifelong internal conflict few could see. From an early age, Bruce struggled with a gender identity that didn't match society's expectations. In an era with little understanding or support, those feelings were buried beneath achievement and ambition. Sports became a refuge, a way to silence questions no one was ready to hear. Through multiple marriages and decades in the public eye, Bruce tried to live the life expected of him. Some close to him knew pieces of the truth, but fear and responsibility kept authenticity out of reach. Eventually, success could no longer outweigh the emotional cost. At 65, everything changed. Caitlyn Jenner stepped forward, introducing herself to the world on the cover of Vanity Fair in 2015. Confident, composed, and unapologetically real, she sparked global conversations about gender identity, courage, and late-life transition. Her decision challenged long-held ideas about masculinity, proving it's never too late to live truthfully. Carmen Carrera first stepped into the spotlight on RuPaul's Drag Race, captivating audiences with her beauty, confidence, and polished performances. But while the show introduced her to the world, it didn't define who she truly was. After appearing on television, Carmen embarked on a deeply personal journey, embracing her identity as a transgender woman while under intense public scrutiny. Transitioning in the public eye came with unique challenges. Many people continued to see her only through the lens of her drag persona, blurring the line between performance and identity. Carmen refused to let that misunderstanding define her. She chose honesty, even when it meant facing criticism and discomfort. One of her most defining moments came when she openly challenged Drag Race's controversial female or she-male segment, calling the language harmful and outdated. The response was mixed, and the debate was loud. But Carmen stood firm, prioritizing respect and progress over popularity. Her courage helped spark broader conversations about how words shape understanding within the LGBTQ+ community. Today, Carmen is a successful high-fashion model and outspoken advocate for transgender rights. She continues to bridge glamour and activism with grace, proving that standing up for who you are can push an entire industry forward. Chaz Bono. Chaz Bono's journey is one of quiet courage shaped under an intense public spotlight. Born in 1969 to legendary performers Sonny and Cher, Chaz grew up with cameras constantly watching. As a child, presenting as chastity, he often felt as if he were playing a role rather than living authentically, a feeling that grew heavier with time. Behind the fame and expectations, Chaz struggled with an identity that didn't align with how the world saw him. Acknowledging that truth wasn't easy, especially as the child of a global icon. For years, he wrestled privately with confusion, fear, and pressure to meet public expectations, delaying a decision he knew would change everything. In his late 30s, Chaz chose honesty over comfort. At age 40, he began transitioning, finally aligning his outer life with his inner reality. The process wasn't just physical, it was emotional and deeply personal. For the first time, he felt whole. Professionally, Chaz broke barriers as well, becoming the first openly transgender man to portray a male character in a major film, and later appearing in popular TV series. Though Cher initially struggled to adjust, her support eventually became unwavering, reflecting growth, love, and understanding. Chaz's story stands as proof that living truthfully can transform both personal identity and public perception. Fallon Fox. Fallon Fox's story is one of relentless strength in the face of rejection. Born in Toledo, Ohio, Fallon knew from an early age that her identity didn't align with the expectations placed upon her. She felt more comfortable among girls, yet growing up in a strict traditional environment made expressing that truth nearly impossible. When Fallon finally came out as transgender, acceptance at home was not what she hoped for. Her mother rejected her identity, and her father subjected her to conversion therapy, an experience that left deep emotional scars. Still, Fallon refused to let shame or pressure erase who she was. Without meaningful family support, she moved forward alone, transitioning with determination and resolve. After her transition, Fallon made history as the first openly transgender athlete to compete in professional mixed martial arts. But with visibility came controversy. Critics questioned her right to compete, claiming she had an unfair advantage despite medical oversight and athletic regulations. Before coming out, she had been judged solely as a fighter. Afterward, many refused to see her as anything else. Fallon never backed down. She continued to train, compete, and speak out, turning criticism into purpose. Her journey highlights the need for fairness, dignity, and respect for transgender athletes, and stands as proof that courage in sports isn't just about winning fights, but about claiming your place despite resistance.
Geena Rocero.
Geena Rocero's life changed forever in 2014 when she courageously came out as transgender during a powerful TED Talk that captured the world's attention. At the time, audiences were stunned not because she was trans, but because she had already built a successful career as a fashion model without anyone knowing the truth about her past. Geena's journey, however, began long before the spotlight. At just 5 years old, she told her mother that she was a girl, a declaration that shaped the course of her childhood. Unlike many others, Geena was fortunate to grow up in a family that responded with love and acceptance. By age 19, she had undergone gender-affirming surgery, aligning her body with who she had always known herself to be. Still, fear followed her into adulthood. For years, Geena kept her history private, worried it would overshadow her work and limit opportunities in the fashion industry. Eventually, the desire to create visibility and advocate for others became stronger than her fear. Revealing her story on the TED stage became both liberation and purpose. Her agents and colleagues stood beside her, reaffirming that her talent came first. Today, Geena uses her platform to champion transgender rights, inspiring others to live boldly, openly, and without shame. James Dean. James Dean remains one of Hollywood's most enduring symbols of rebellion, intensity, and restless freedom. On screen, he embodied raw masculinity and emotional vulnerability at a time when male leads were expected to be polished and predictable. But behind that iconic image was a private life far more complex than the public ever saw. Many biographers and close friends have suggested that Dean may have been bisexual, though his relationships were rarely spoken about openly. His romances with women, including actress Pierre Angeli, were highly publicized, fitting neatly into studio-approved narratives. Yet quieter connections with men, rumored relationships with actors and influential figures remained largely hidden, protected by silence and discretion. Those who knew Dean personally often described him as someone who resisted labels altogether. He was deeply uncomfortable being boxed into any single identity, whether artistic, emotional, or sexual. Years later, actress Elizabeth Taylor reignited conversations when she referenced Dean's sexuality in a public speech, reminding audiences that Hollywood's past was far less rigid than it pretended to be. Perhaps the clearest insight comes from Dean himself. When asked if he was homosexual, he famously replied, "No, but I'm not going to go through life with one hand tied behind my back." That statement captured his essence perfectly, an artist determined to live freely, on his own terms, without explanation or apology. Elliot Page. Elliot Page's journey toward authenticity became one of the most significant moments in modern LGBTQ+ visibility. Long before his 2020 coming out announcement, Elliot had spent years feeling disconnected from the roles and expectations imposed on him. Growing up in Canada, he sensed early on that the version of himself presented to the world didn't match who he truly was. Acting became both an escape and a burden. While Elliot delivered powerful performances, the public image he was required to maintain intensified his sense of discomfort. His breakout role in Juno brought critical acclaim and awards recognition, but success didn't ease the growing weight of gender dysphoria. In 2014, Elliot publicly came out as gay, a meaningful step forward, but not the full truth. Privately, the struggle continued. 6 years later, he took another courageous step, revealing that he was transgender and sharing his name and pronouns with the world. The announcement sparked overwhelming support and renewed conversations about identity, acceptance, and mental health. Today, Elliot continues to act, produce, and advocate for LGBTQ+ and transgender rights. His story stands as a powerful reminder that living authentically isn't just freeing, it can be life-saving, allowing space for healing, creativity, and genuine self-expression. Laverne Cox. Laverne Cox is more than a celebrated actress. She is a pioneer who helped reshape how transgender stories are seen in mainstream media. Best known for her groundbreaking role as Sophia Bursette on Orange is the New Black, Laverne brought depth, humanity, and honesty to a character that challenged long-standing stereotypes. Her journey began far from Hollywood, growing up in Mobile, Alabama. From a young age, Laverne felt drawn to femininity, a truth that made her a target of bullying and isolation. Instead of breaking her spirit, these experiences quietly built resilience. Dance became her refuge, offering freedom of expression when words felt unsafe. As she grew older, the emotional toll of hiding her identity became overwhelming. Raised in a conservative environment, Laverne struggled with fear, shame, and confusion. In 6th grade, the pain culminated in a suicide attempt, an experience she has spoken about openly to raise awareness and save lives. Moving to New York marked a turning point. There, Laverne found the courage and community needed to begin her transition. Orange is the New Black became more than a career milestone. It was a declaration of truth. Today, Laverne uses her platform to advocate for transgender rights, visibility, and compassion, reminding the world that embracing who you are can change lives. These stories remind us that living authentically has never been easy, especially in an industry built on image, silence, and expectation. From Hollywood's golden age to today's global spotlight, each person we've explored chose truth over comfort, even when that choice came at a cost. Their journeys didn't just reshape careers, they reshaped conversations, visibility, and possibility for millions of others. Hollywood is slowly changing because brave individuals dared to step forward and live openly. And while fame may amplify their voices, the courage behind those voices is deeply human. Which story impacted you the most and why? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more untold Hollywood stories.